Chapter 9, The Split Tree. The vapor rose from the basin like a question exhaled in a darkened room. It curled around them in tendrils, not binding, but beckoning. One by one, it touched their skin, and with each touch, the world inside the chamber began to fragment. Not explode, not vanish, just tilt, as if the axis of reality had slowly begun to spin in the other direction. Oren was the first to fall. Or no, not fall. Split. He did not feel the ground leave his feet. He simply looked at the basin, and was suddenly elsewhere. Oren, the version that stayed behind. He sat in the house, alone. Never left. Never questioned. Never opened the door. Never looked for memory. The house fed him bland dreams and dim rooms. He aged slowly. Listlessly. No family, no words. A face in a window. A man-shaped silence. He turned to the real Oren and said, "This is what comfort costs." Oren recoiled, and the world folded back. Talia, the version that burned the tree. She stood in a garden of ash. Around her, the twisted family tree, once alive with memory, was blackened, still smoldering. She held the match. Her eyes were raw, her voice firm. "I didn't want to remember. I wanted to be free." And in her freedom, she had lost even herself. A life with no ancestry. No hauntings. No past. No roots. The fire whispered, "You are not your story. But you are your forgetting." Elias, the version that answered the house. He was 12, maybe 13, when he came back alone. No one believed the dreams, but the house had whispered. And he had answered. Alone. Too young. It had given him its memory. All of it. Too fast. Too much. Now he wandered its rooms, forever ageless, a vessel of rotted lore. A librarian of pain. When the real Elias saw him, the boy smiled. "You don't get to forget," he said. "Not after what we lost to keep it quiet." Luna, the version that walked away. She had found the tree. Had seen the house shimmer in her peripheral vision. But she'd turned away. Lived a simple life. Built fences. Filed documents. Died quietly. Now she stood beside the basin's vapor, looking at her own ghost. "But I still knew," she whispered. "Even without it, I felt it all my life." Her alternate self nodded. "You're the reason the house never closed. It left the door cracked. For you." And above, at the threshold. The wind carried no sound, but the gates creaked anyway. A man stood at the overgrown fence. Early 40s. Gaunt. Pale. Wrapped in a funeral coat still stained from where rain had soaked through during the burial. He held a letter. It was torn. Waterlogged. Written in a hand that trembled at the end. "If anything happens, go to the house. You're Somberdeep, whether you know it or not." His name was Rowan Holt. His mother had hidden the name. Hidden everything. Until the crash. Until the glass. Until the last words at her bedside. He looked at the house. It breathed. He took a step, and the iron gate opened without touch. The house had noticed. And it did not know him. But it recognized him. In the far west wing, a locked room unlaced itself like a corset. Inside, a chair, empty, waiting, and behind it, scratched into the wall. "We buried the wrong child." Back below. The four emerged from the basin, drenched in selves that might have been. Changed. Quiet. The vapor pulled back into its bowl. Talia spoke first, her voice glass thin. "The house isn't just memory. It's choice. And punishment." Elias said nothing, just held the key tighter. Luna stared at her hands, which now bore a faint pattern, veins of ink-like rootwork, curling up her wrists. Oren turned toward the next door, newly grown from the stone. It bore no handle, only a question carved in the grain: which of you is real?